I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about mistakes you don't want to make after no contact. Okay? So I have got some really important information for you guys about things you don't want to do once you start to have any kind of contact with your ex again. Because if you make these mistakes, you're going to really hurt your chances significantly.
Got it.
Okay? You have to remember, this is really important, that a relationship, a romantic relationship, is built on that emotional connection.
Yep.
Right? It's not like a logical thing. It has to do with the way we communicate with each other, the way we bond and connect with each other. That connection is extremely important. Okay? So, what happens is, through a course of a relationship, oftentimes we do behaviors, whatever they may be, that makes our partner feel disconnected from them. Okay? So that feeling that they have for you and towards you really gets affected, and that experience that they have between each other really gets hurt or minimized, or the feelings start to fade away.
Okay.
And so, you know, you have to think about, when you first get into a relationship, you are both basically super excited about things, and you are on your best behavior, right? But in time, we all kind of naturally take our partners for granted to some extent. Right? We're not as excited about them as we were in the beginning, and it's just kind of natural that when somebody's in your life day in and day out, you kind of take that for granted, right? And we just kind of assume that the relationship is always going to be there for us, that the person's always going to be there for us. So what happens is we start to do more and more unattractive behavior because we're not on our best behavior.
And we can't be on our best behavior all the time and forever. What a terrible thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, many of us do things that make our partners feel bad about themselves. And, you know, you start to say things that maybe makes them feel embarrassed about who they are, or guilty for something that they like to do, or maybe even ashamed of who they are. We start to communicate things that, you know, because you're different, I don't like those differences, I'm not approving of those differences, and we become critical, right? So then they don't feel safe with us anymore. And if you make your partner not feel safe, that's going to kill the connection real fast. And it will start to weaken, the feelings that they have for us will weaken, and they'll start to look for other options.
So I would think it would be tempting to go right back to the same behaviors that were a problem before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this video for you guys, because I see these mistakes come up when we start to get in contact with our ex again.
Yep.
Because one of the reasons that I did workbooks is because it really gets you to sit and examine things. You have to look at what you've done. It gets you to look at behavior that's healthier and how you're going to implement it in the future. Many of you guys are going to go back to your old behaviors before you're even aware of it. And some of you will be so emotional and so anxious and nervous and excited about seeing your ex again, and that all that emotional upheaval that's going on inside of you,
right,
that you're going to make a lot of mistakes right off the bat, and then it's going to just squash your chances right away.
Okay.
Right?
So we have some examples. This is what not to do.
That's right.
Now,
So-
when you're teaching, they told me that when I went to How to Be a Teacher school, you have to be very clear that this is not what to do, this is what not to do.
Yes, these are things that you have to correct, and you have to stay motivated to implement them.
Okay.
It doesn't help you just to learn it if when you're in front of your ex,
Yeah.
you get anxious and overwhelmed by your emotions, and then you don't implement the behavior, okay? So it's really critical that you do these, and that's why I want you to practice them all the time. Alright, so I got 5 today, and if you guys like this video, we could do a follow-up one on this, okay? So let us know in the comments if you like this video, okay? Okay, so this information is whether you're trying to re-attract somebody or you got them back and you're communicating with them again, okay? But obviously, if you're trying to re-attract somebody, you have a lot less wiggle room to make mistakes. Okay, and a lot of these behaviors you're doing unconsciously. You do it with your friends, you do it with your family, you do it with people that you're around a lot. Okay, so the first 3 that I want to talk about is ordering, directing, or commanding. Right? Saying things like, you must do this, you can't do that, I expect you to do this, stop doing that. Yeah. When you do things like this, the person is going to be really turned off by you.
Clean the kitchen yourself.
Yeah. And if you are not aware of how you may do this right off the bat when you're seeing your ex, you may say something like, you can't just break up with me. Or, you know, you owe me this. I expect you to give me another chance because we've been together for this amount of time. Okay?
Yep.
So, ordering, directing, and commanding.
There could be a little leftover anger in that as well.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah, that's a big point right there. Is because a lot of times we are angry towards our ex.
Sure.
And
you know,
so
you left me. Yeah.
And so we start doing those behaviors.
So not a good idea to
Yeah.
come on as the boss.
Yeah. Okay. Warning, admonishing, or threatening. Okay, you had better do this or else. Or if you don't do this, I'm warning you. Yeah. Not talking to an adult right there. You're not communicating like an adult. You're acting like an authority. And nobody's going to want to be told what to do.
If you don't do this, so what?
Yeah, exactly. I'm warning you. So warning, admonishing, or threatening. You have to be very careful that you do that. A lot of people will wind up, I think, giving ultimatums when they get into that, right? Like, you know, if you don't do this, I'm going to leave you. Or if you don't do this, or if you do that one more time, I'm done.
Well, you better get over there to visit my mother in the next week. Yeah.
All right. Moralizing, preaching, or imploring. You should do this. You really ought to. It's your responsibility to do this. Or I really wish you would do this.
That's better. I really wish is better, but it's still all in the same vein. Yeah, you balance the checkbook. You've always done it. I never do it well. You better do that right now.
Yeah. Could you think of any examples of preaching or moralizing that you may have seen?
I saw one just earlier today with someone saying, if you continue that kind of behavior, you know, you could get arrested and you could get in terrible trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you better not drive too fast. You better not, you know, have any alcohol on your breath and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's all of that. You know, while you were gone, I never got to church, so I think we better go to church or we'll both be in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are complaining that, you know, they haven't seen you for weeks and months, and we better get over there for dinner pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, preaching some kind of moral behavior is not going to make your ex want to be around you. Okay? So you have to understand that. Okay. This is a big one, I think, especially for guys. Persuading with logic, lecturing, or arguing.
I've told her 25 times, really slow, really deliberate, really detailed, and she still doesn't get it.
I see that a lot of guys will get in front of their ex and try to use logic to make her be with him.
Yep.
Listen, but I love you, but I've been with you for 6 years, we're engaged, we have a lot of money going to this wedding, you know.
Yeah.
You can't do this. What will your family say? You know, trying to logically explain why somebody should feel a connection with you is not going to work.
And it's not going to work.
No.
It matters of the heart. Logic is somewhat useless. And I have to say this to men quite frequently. But I explained everything to her. I explained all the pros and cons. And she still didn't get it. She wasn't about to hear logic at that point.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not going to help you to make them want to be around you either.
No.
Arguing with your ex is not going to help make them feel safe with you again or want to continue. They're going to be like, well, why are we going to do this again? We're arguing all the time, right? You know, acting like your way is the right way to do things.
I wanted to do it this way in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to make them want to feel an emotional connection. They're going to feel disconnected, hurt, angry.
And they're going to remember quickly why they didn't want to be with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I got a few more here. Judging, criticizing, disagreeing, or blaming. This is a big one. You're acting crazy right now.
Oh, that's a dangerous one.
Yeah.
That's to sort of negate your reality. You're acting crazy right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm acting the way I'm acting right now.
Here's another one. You aren't thinking straight.
That's another one along the same line. Your reality isn't right. Mine is, but yours isn't.
Yeah. Very, very dangerous to say either of those things, and I think a lot of people will do it because they get so emotional and upset.
Yeah.
They're like, you're acting crazy right now. You're not thinking straight.
You're hysterical.
Yeah. But those are big ones.
Yeah, those are big ones.
You know, so judging, criticizing, disagreeing, and blaming. You didn't do that correctly. Okay? You know, if you done it the way I told you to do it to begin with, we wouldn't have even argued.
Yeah, we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in right now.
Telling somebody that they're flat out wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Well,
all right, sometimes I am, but right now I'm not willing to give you that.
Their feelings aren't wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
No, feelings are never wrong.
If you hadn't done it the first time, we wouldn't be in this situation.
I see. So you're not responsible for any of it.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
Well. So, yeah, judging, criticizing, disagreeing, or blaming, especially if you are trying to reattract them, you're not together anymore, and you're trying to make them want to have another chance with you. If you make these mistakes, they're going to be like, I was right to end this relationship, and they're not going to care how you're feeling. They're just going to say, okay, I'm sorry you're hurting, but look at this relationship. You have to think about the relating.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to be considerate of how you relate to others. And a lot of these behaviors you probably saw your parents do with each other.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what happens, and particularly under stress, we're likely to default to an unconscious pattern. Yeah.
Say that again. That's very important.
If you're worried and upset when you first get back with someone and you're still feeling, you know, some of your anxiety and your abandonment fears, it's very easy to drop back to what looked like it worked when you were a kid, which probably won't work at all right
Unconsciously.
now. Unconsciously.
And that's why you have to really work to change the behaviors, because in that stressed out situation, the old you comes right back up.
And remember, you can always say to somebody, I just said to you, you know, 6 logical reasons why you should want to be with me. What did that sound like to you when I said those things? What was that like for you? And you might be very surprised by the answers you get. And you will get an answer, and it's not going to be an arguing answer. It's going to be kind of, wow, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I heard you saying that you're better and smarter than me.
Yeah. So really take some time to think about these, because when the moment comes and you're sitting in front of your ex and maybe you only have a limited window or opportunity.
And you're still anxious.
You got to really rein these behaviors in. If you don't.
And it's always good to say to yourself, any day, what's my mood like today? Am I in a perfectly fine mood today? Am I still a little upset about whatever happened yesterday? So how rational am I likely to be if I get into something that's heated? So know the state that you're in.
Yep.
And it's okay if you're anxious that day. Just be aware of it.
Yep.
And say, I don't think I'll make pronouncements today. I'm going to do it wrong. I just know it. So let's just eat our sandwiches and go our way. Yeah.
All right, so hopefully this one was helpful for you guys. If you liked it, let us know in the comments, and we could look at doing a follow-up one on this one. I did just upload a lot of podcasts recently, so make sure you check that out on Spotify and iTunes. And of course, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is here for Skype coaching.
Yes, feel free to sign up with me. I'd love to talk with you.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.